you know of any women you'd like to be with?
What? Well, my dad says that I've got to get married. And I don't know any women. Yeah, he suggested that I phone you to see if I could stay with you for a while. And then you can tell me how to meet a woman and what to do and what to say.
Look, give me a ring in a few days' time and we'll make arrangements for you to come up here.
Brilliant!
Right then, Steve, I've been giving this a bit of thought, I have. And I thought I'll put you straight in at the deep end, as it were. Just suppose there's a woman here in the room with us now. What would be your opening line to her?
I'd probably say, hello!
Yeah, but you'd need to say a bit more than just that. Introduce yourself if no one already has. Maybe tell her a bit about yourself. Just a sentence. She won't want your whole life story.
Right, hello, my name is Steve. I was a famous sports star in the 1990s.
To be honest, Steve, I wouldn't mention past achievements just yet. I remember the last few times I tried to talk to a woman, I said, "Hello, my name's John. I collect paper clips." Then for some reason, they walked away. They must have thought that I was boasting.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Well, how about if I said, hello, my name is Steve, I have a pussy.
Yeah, that is great, that is, because women like animals. You could then follow it up by asking her if she has a pussy.
Yeah, and if she says yes, then I could say to her, I'll show you my pussy if you'll show me yours. Because look, I've got a picture of Fluffy on my phone.
Now we're getting somewhere, lad.
Brilliant! But where would I find a woman?
Have you thought about trying one of those dating agencies?
Oh yeah. My mum sent off my details to one of those, and well, it was 6 or 7 years ago. They said that a match might be hard to find. We never heard from them again.
Oh. Well, what about joining a singles club?
A what?
A singles club. It's where single people meet up somewhere, usually in a pub, one night a week for a get-together. They go on outings to interesting places. Some of them go on coach holidays as well. There are always new people joining, so if you don't meet someone the first time, then it may be just a few weeks until someone comes along that you can make friends with.
Oh, sounds a great idea. Are there any of these clubs in Burnley?
Well, it would be pointless you joining one in Burnley because you'd have to keep travelling up here every time you wanted to go to the club or see your woman.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Science.
Now suppose you meet up with someone and you've already told her about Fluffy. What are you going to talk to her about next?
I could tell her all about how great you are.
No, Steve. No. It has to be about you.
Could I tell her that I still live with my mum and dad?
No, I wouldn't. Why not ask her what she does as a job? You know, work.
Oh yes, and after she told me, I could then tell her that I work in a cash and carry where I check in the deliveries.
That's right. Now you're getting the hang of it. The next thing is to pay her a compliment.
Oh, how do you mean?
Well, tell her she's wearing a nice frock.
Yeah, but what if she's not wearing a frock?
Well, you use your imagination. Compliment her on her choice of scent.
Oh, I can say, what's that smell? Is it you?
I don't think so, Steve. I mean, you make it sound as if she's, let one off. Let's move on. How would you ask her out?
I'd say, do you want to come out with me?
Okay. So, where would you take her?
I'd take her home to see Fluffy.
No, Steve. Look, why not ask her if she would like to go to the pictures? Or for a drink? Or even a meal?
Won't that be expensive?
Well, there's no need to go mad. You only need to do one of those things.
Oh, right.
Right, and when you're out with her, what are you going to talk about? Well, you could always ask her about her hobbies, her interests.
Then I could tell her about mine. So could I tell her about my collection of toy buses?
If you like. I mean, she might be right fascinated by that.
When do I tell her we're going to get married?
Well, I don't think it'd be wise on first meeting. She'll probably want to get to know you a bit better first. Anyway, it's the end of the evening. What do you say to her?
Night.
Aren't you going to ask her out again?
Oh yeah, I'll ask her out again, and then I can tell her we're going to be married.
Yeah, well, I think you've got the basics. You should be all right.
There are a couple of things. I'm still a bit unsure about these. Will I have to kiss her?
That's a bit difficult to answer, is that? In my experience, I usually find that when I try to kiss a woman, for some reason, they back away. I remember one of them threatened to call the police once.
Okay. Well, another question I have is, do all women wear bras?
Again, I don't rightly know. I mean, it's not something you could ask a woman on the first date.
Oh, yeah, I know. I know where children come from. Is it compulsory to, do it? I mean, when we're married?
Well, I believe that's something you'd have to discuss with her.
Well, how many children shall we have?
I think you're getting a bit ahead of yourself there, Steve. Why not wait until you meet someone? Now, is there anything else you want to know?
No. I think we've covered everything.
Right.
Oh, just one more thing.
Oh.
How come you've never married?
Well, I think that when I was younger, I aimed too high. I always wanted to date a film star or a pop star. I mean, it wasn't for the money or the fame, but I could just see me settling down with Kylie or Britney or someone like that. I mean, I'd have made a right good husband.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they could have gone off being famous during the day while I was immersing myself in office supplies. Then she'd come back in the evening and cook my supper for me.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'd probably sit in front of a roaring fire, and she would tell me what she'd been doing all day, and I'd tell her of the latest highlighter pens that had just come on the market, or the new range of photocopier paper we were stocking. Maybe even look through a few magazines about milk floats.
Oh.
I wrote off to quite a few stars. I even sent photos of myself, but for some reason, none of them ever replied. So that's why I never married.
Do you think you will marry?
No. All the stars these days now are either too old or too young. Somehow I can't see Adele or Dua Lipa being interested in the new range of ring binders that we just had delivered.
Well, thanks, John. Thanks for all the information. I don't know how I'll remember it all, though.
But that's not a problem, lad. I can write it all down on a piece of paper for you.
Oh, brilliant! You're really clever. Science, pure science. I don't know how you do it. Brilliant.